Hello and welcome back. It's been a while. Yes, it really is me. And this video isn't a clickbait. I've actually had 2 strokes and that's why I've been off YouTube for a while. So I'm going to get a brew on here and I'll tell you what's been happening. There's your spoon. I've got the kettle on. Won't be long before that's boiled. So what's been happening? Well, I've got to rewind about 18 months ago. So 18 months ago, I was sat watching telly at home and I had all the typical stroke symptoms. Tingling down the left hand side, slurred speech, drooped face. And we went straight to A&E thinking that I'd had a stroke. I was sent home from there then and I went back the day after to A&E because I still didn't feel so good, and basically they told me I was being anxious and sent me home. So that was that. Fast forward about 12 months and 3 days before I'm going to get married and I get up for work. I had a look through the window to see if I'm going to go on my motorbike, see if it was dry. Everything looked alright. I went round to the toilet for a quick wee, and while I'm having a wee I just basically closed my eyes really tight. I didn't know what had happened. When I opened my eyes I was totally blind. I couldn't see a thing. It's the scariest time of my life, that. I'll try and simulate what it looked like now on the camera. But yeah, it was the scariest time of my life. I went straight to A&E, and then over a period of about 6 hours my vision started to come back a bit. So I was blind for around 6 hours, and then the rest of that day it started to improve. Not to 100%, but it did start to improve. I was then blue lighted to Salford Hospital because they're like the main people for strokes. They did some more checks and basically said I had an optical migraine. As my now wife is a nurse, she wasn't happy, so she demanded that they did an MRI, and I was sent home on the Wednesday, and then on the Friday I was called back and I had an MRI. On the Saturday I got married, which was a great day, and then on the Monday we were supposed to be going for a little honeymoon in the Lake District. I was just about to walk through the door, phone rings, it's the consultant, don't go anywhere, you've had a stroke. And unlucky for you, it's not your first. I'd had 2 strokes. So 18 months ago when I didn't feel well, I'd actually had a stroke, but was just sent home from hospital. I can't explain why they would send me home, you know what I mean? I can't explain what happened then 18 months ago. I just think it's ridiculous. So yeah, it was no driving, can't go to work. I've been off work for 3 months. I'm back now, I went back last week. But I've got to class myself as being one of the lucky ones, because at the moment I've had 2 strokes and I'm perfectly fine. You know what I mean? I'm still here. Do you know what I mean? So I really do class myself as being lucky. I've got a crunch in my back somewhere. Boom. Cheers. Yeah, so having 2 strokes weren't great, and all the tests that I've had have revealed that I've got a hole in my heart, and that's where the clots come from. they call a hole in the heart. It's called a PFO. What I didn't know was everybody, when you're born, have got a hole in the heart, and at about the age of 6 months the hole seals up, and in about 25% of the population that hole doesn't seal, depending what your blood is like. If it's clots and you end up getting a clot on that, and then you end up straining yourself or lifting something heavy, deadlifts, even having a crap can do it, do you know what I mean, blowing your nose, anything, that clot can get dislodged and then it's off in its merry way. Russian roulette then, where's it going to land? Well, mine went into the retinal side of my brain, and obviously it made me blind. The MRIs now reveal that I've got what they call two infarcts in my brain, which is dead tissue. But the human body is amazing, in it. Overcome the problem, sends it a different way. That's why it took around 6 hours for my vision to come back, and obviously my vision's back to 100% now. Well, I was always blind anyway because I wore glasses, but it's as good as it can be, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, they always say about the strokes and fast, you know, face, arms, speech, time, and I went to A&E the first time that I had a stroke, and I was presented with all them symptoms, and they sent me home. Can't believe it. This time I didn't have any symptoms like that, you know what I mean. I just went blind. But I've since found out that I would say nearly 99% of people who have a stroke, the symptom is it's like a black curtain coming down across your eyes. And more or less everybody has that who has a stroke, and I had that, but nobody's ever told me that, you know what I mean. I only found that through speaking to the consultant and things like that. I just don't understand why, you know, they don't like tell you that on some of the advertisements that they do. So, you know, if you've been feeling unwell and you have had that kind of symptom, you know, get yourself checked out, you know what I mean. I mean, I must have had problems with my blood, because I love going out running. I've tried and tried for years and years and years going running, and every time I've tried to run, I've had issues with my calves. I've pulled my calves, you know, it's like getting shot with a shotgun when I'm running sometimes, you know what I mean. You just go straight down, and then I'm limping for months. You'll see in some of my videos, I think it was the Art of Fell video, I was using the sticks to get up the fells because I've been running, and I'd pulled my calf muscles again. Since having this stroke, obviously I'm on medication now, blood thinners, and I can run. I'm running, I'm doing 10Ks. I must have done a dozen 10Ks so far, and umpteen 5Ks, you know what I mean, mixing it all up. No issues whatsoever with my calves. So clearly the issues I had with my calves at that time were all related to blood and circulation. So, you know, got to look on the bright side, I suppose. Something good come out of it. I can start running again and try and keep fit. Anyway, I'm going to have this crunchy, and I'm going to have my brew, and then we'll show you a bit more around here. Well, I hope I haven't bored you too much, but I just thought, in the interest of clarity, I think it was fair to you lot just to let you know where I've been, because I just disappeared off the face of the earth. So that's where I've been, so I have got a reasonable excuse for it anyway. But I'll tell you what, why I've been off, you know what I mean, I've been watching some of my old videos, you know what I mean, so I'm hoping that my videos are just getting a bit better and things. But I'm getting a bit, I'll be honest with you, I'm getting a bit pissed off with YouTube and some of the clickbaiting images. I mean, you know, what they'll do for views, you know what I mean. It's like, you've got to do this, you've got to buy a crunchy, you know what I mean. You know, I'll just do what I want, mate, you know what I mean. And comment below, tell me what you think about this crunchy, you know what I mean. They don't give a rat's arse what about the crunchy. They just want people to comment on the video, do you know what I mean, just so the algorithm picks them up to give them more views, you know what I mean. It is just cringe-worthy sometimes, you know what I mean. Clickbait images. Comment below, let me know. I really need to know what you think about that. It's a load of bollocks, mate, do you know what I mean. I couldn't give a flying shit if you comment on this video or not. I'm not bothered. I'm just letting you know what's been happening, and hopefully you won't see any clickbaited videos of mine. If I go on a sub-zero camp, then I will put this is sub-zero camp because that's where I went. But you know what I mean, I just try and keep it real, to be fair, because it's just getting cringe-worthy really when you watch YouTube sometimes and look at some of the videos that people are putting out. I don't know what you think. Don't comment below, honestly, but you know, just have a think about it yourself and just see what you think, you know what I mean. But yeah, sad really. Anyway, so going forward, the hole in my heart, I'm still waiting to see whether they're going to repair it or not, or whether I can just take the medication. But as for now, I've been given the all clear and I can start going out and about. So hopefully, I just got to get my honeymoon out of the way first, because we've not even had that. So in a few weeks we'll be going on our honeymoon for a couple of weeks. Then after that, I have got a plan to go wild camping with Rick and Tony, probably mid-November that's going to be now. So that'll probably be probably the next wild camp, to be fair. We're probably well into winter conditions by then too. So if you're new here and you don't know Rick and Tony, I'll drop the links below to the channels, so head over and give them a sub. I'm not bothered if you sub to my channel, I'm really not bothered anymore, honestly. I'll just keep making the videos because it's me who watches them back. I just decided to start sharing it with you lot because I just thought they're quite decent adventures, like, you know. But I would guess half the views on my videos are probably me watching them back. You can call me sad if you want, but I don't mind. I've been all around the Lake District. I've took pictures in the past. You never look back at the pictures, but I always look back at my YouTube videos. So it just brings back the memories and what the adventure was like, you know. So I'll finish this and then I'll clear up and then we'll get out of here. I'll stop yapping. As always, leave no trace. That's the way home. Come on. Well, there you go. That's it. I know it wasn't a wild camping video, but guess you take the time to watch my videos, so I think it's only right that I let you know that where I've been, you know what I mean, and why I've disappeared. I'm nearly home now, just over the field there. So yeah, hopefully we'll be back out soon, back in maybe November time. I should be back out in a wild camp. If I can't squeeze one just before the honeymoon, I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon. See you later, everybody. Bye.